Hi YouTubers, he's back, and it's been a while, but yeah, I've not been in the best of moods to do a video in the past few weeks. Sadly, we lost my mum on the 20th of July, but she's at peace now, and that gives us some solace. She was dearly loved by her true friends, her three sons and her grandchildren, and knowing that she's, in heaven with my dad, free and not under anyone else's control, that's wonderful, really. So that brings us some solace during this sad time. So I haven't been in the mood to do videos up until recently, but now time has passed, and I've got quite a few bits to show. So without any further ado, without any further delay, shall we get stuck in then? So with I've got a wide selection of stuff to show people today. Games and a few consoles and other gaming related memorabilia. But before we do, and a lot of this stuff goes over the past couple of months really, it's not something I just picked up in the last few weeks, it's a lot of it's older stuff. But especially some vinyls, and I managed to pick up a record a few weeks back, which I've had my eye on for a long while. But it's part of a series of game soundtracks. Now, Lace Records have produced a lot of soundtracks to Resident Evil games, and I've been wanting to collect them all. So over the last few months, I've picked up one for Resident Evil 0 from their website. Got here Resident Evil 5, and also 6. There was one which eluded me, which is Resident Evil X Code Veronica. It's been deleted from their site, and on eBay people wanted silly money, but I managed to get one for a fair price from a record store, and so yeah, that's Code Veronica. So I've got them all now, so that's really sweet. So that's the records out of the way. What should I do? Okay, not everyone's cup of tea, but I've got a couple of pops, cheap ones. Yesterday in HMV they had this pop, which is one of the coolest characters from Dungeons and Dragons, and that's the War Duke. I also have like an original vintage toy of a War Duke from the 80s, but this is like the pop figure which comes with a special Dungeons and Dragons D20 dice in there, so it's really nice to have that, and that was reduced from 15 quid to a fiver, so I was really happy to get that. I think there's a few, you can still get this from the HMV store on eBay if you're interested for that price, so if anyone's interested, look on eBay because I think they may have one or two left. But I actually got that from the actual physical store in Lakeside. Also, I managed to get from Amazon, I think it's about 8 quid. They started doing some tiny pops with arcades, little arcade little cabinets. So this is one of Luke Skywalker that goes into a Star Wars arcade cabinet, so I just thought that's quite cool. There's some other cool ones, there's like a Tron one you can get, Wreck-It Ralph and Sonic the Hedgehog. But I didn't want to go crazy, I just thought I'd get this one. This is Star Wars, of course. There's some Top Trumps by PlayStation that came out a long while ago, and this was reduced, and I got that picked up a while ago, so that's a tenner, I think that was. So that's all various PlayStation characters. Okay. I saw this in Smith's, and I know that came out a while ago, but they've had them back in stock, and I couldn't resist it really. It's the Spectrum, so this is like a replica of Spectrum, which has obviously got all the modern connections. It's got about I think it's about 48 games built in, but obviously you can add more games to play. And it works with various Bluetooth controllers as well. So a lot of people So this is, you know, a really good replica of the keyboard. It's got a proper working rubber keyboard and everything else. So yeah, that's really cool to have. It wasn't a lot of money. I think it was about £80 or something from Smiths. Also from Smiths, I bought a few weeks back. It was quite cheap. I haven't got a Switch 2 and I've got no plans to get one, but unless they do something special in the future. But they did this wonderful looking camera. It's Hori. So it's a licensed Nintendo camera, but it's made by Hori, and I just think, you know, of a prop, you know, Mario Pro on the plant. I just think that's awesome. People say the camera's quite basic on it, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think I'm going to use that much. Something I pre-ordered a long time ago, got released by Amazon, and this is the 8-bit Nintendo 64 controller, which is compatible with the new Analog 3D. I've pre-ordered the Analog 3D last year, and hopefully, you know, from the newsletters, it should get released next month in August. So hopefully we will have the console to play that on. But the first time I ordered this, Amazon had cancelled the order, but then by just doing a general search on the internet and then going through using that to go onto the Amazon site, I was able to reorder it and it came. So that's good. Other Switch accessories of sorts. They had this reduced in Smiths to, it's either £10 or £15, and it's for Control Deck by Nitro. It comes with a soft case as well, and usually these are about the £40 mark, and they're really sturdy and well made. And obviously this one's got the GameCube colour scheme. So I just thought, you know, it was either £10 or £15. I thought, yes, I've definitely picked that up. Coincidentally, I saw that a second-hand one of these in CEX, and that's 30 quid. But when I looked on the CRKD website, they do some other colours, and the one which I saw, which I thought I couldn't resist, and I managed to get in a sale that they had not that long ago for about 25, was for sort of a Dreamcast colour one. So yeah, so I couldn't say no to that, you know, all the Dreamcast colour scheme. So yeah, quite a pretty and well made set of controls for a Switch. A mini console I've ordered. I weren't going to get one of these, but then I thought, sorry, I might as well get in what I can. And I saw this brand new sealed for £80 on eBay, and it's the mini. It's a mini console of the Sega Game Gear. It's the blue one. These are exclusives in Japan. They're really tiny, and so it's not really practical for playing, but it's just a little Japanese exclusive novelty. And this one's got the Sonic and Tails or Sonic Chaos game, Gunstar Heroes, which is the main reason why I chose this particular one. It's got a role-playing game which is it a Storm Tale or whatever it's called? I can't remember. I'm trying to read it with my glasses. Print's quite small. And another game, Baku. So I just thought for a collection, that's a nice little sweet little mini console that can go on the shelf. That's not going to, you know, it's a bit of a novelty really. So I think Scott Marathon Gamer, he's into his Game Gear, so whether or not he's going to get one of these or not, I don't know. But yeah, another console. It's the Super Pocket, and it's the Neo Geo edition. It's got quite a few Neo Geo games on it, and I've pre-ordered the first volume, the Evercade volume of the Neo Geo games. So it's just a nice piece of kit for 50 quid really. So you know, another way of playing the Evercade games. Right. Now Atari 2600 Plus. I was there's been quite a lot of interest with that, and I saw a really good deal on one came up on Amazon, and I was about to get one quite cheap. But then when I looked into it, I didn't realise this came out. Apparently, they did one for the 7800. So there is this, the Atari Plus 7800 Plus. I managed to get one from GameStation, which I think was about £90. And so that obviously, this is like a, you know, you can play your game cartridge, but it is, you know, games are like kind of emulated. And this one comes with a cartridge of copy of Bentley Bears Crystal Crest, which I think is like a sequel game, exclusive to a 7800. I think it was like a homebrew game maybe. I don't think it got a proper release. So it comes up with that, and it comes with the wireless CX78 gamepad, which, to be perfectly honest, I prefer that to the original Atari 2600 joystick controller, because you know, I just, you know, there's more buttons on this obviously, and it's quite handy for more relevant games. And I thought, well, I might as well get a second controller as well, so I did. That's about £30. But when you buy these guys, I was thinking of getting a wired one for £20, and I ordered one on Amazon, but I returned it because it wasn't a proper licensed product. It was like a knockoff third-party one, and the D-pad was all spongy and horrible. Whereas the D-pad on this, it's really good, and the buttons, you know, it's the quality build stays with this. So if you want a good decent gamepad for playing your 2600 games or 7800 games or whatever else, or, you know, I don't know, but I want it'd be cool if that works, and there's no reason why it won't work with the Spectrum. Yeah, that's a really good controller. So I've got that. And there was one game I particularly wanted to get. I ordered another one which is due to come in the post. The one which I really wanted as well was Berserk. So this is a 7800 version of Berserk. They did bring out a new copy for Berserk on a 2600, but obviously this is probably, it should be a better game. Okay. Another piece of, two more pieces of hardware. I've had these about 2 months now sitting here waiting to be shown, and it's the PlayStation VR, the Model 2, which is like a revised version. The cheapest chips now with PlayStation VR, well, the hardware is, and so from CEX for 30 quid I got a loose one, which comes with, which I've also got all the additional controllers for, and all the accessories. So I've got that in a nice box for it, and again, like I said, it's about 30 quid. But you can also get a box one for about 50, so that's what I've done for a collection. So I've got both versions of PlayStation VR now. So I had the original. I do have a PlayStation VR 2 as well, but I'm just thinking, get these while you can, you know, while they're cheap. It's no harm. You can buy replacement parts for them if you have to, like the headrests and stuff like that if you have to. But even if they do go bald a little bit, they're still perfectly functional and things. So all sorts of lenses and stuff works fine. So yeah, I'm quite happy to have that. Especially because I'm going for a PlayStation VR complete set for both VR 1 and VR 2. While we're on VR, for 30 quid as well from eBay, I've got Iron Man again on VR, but this is the one that comes with the two Move controllers. So yeah, when this first released, I think it was about £90 or £100, and it's stuck at that price for a long time. But to get one all complete in the minty in the box for 30 quid, that's a really good deal. Before we move on to modern stuff, I've got a few older games to show people. Just a random DS game, How to Train Your Dragon. I didn't have this, and it looked quite good, and it was quite cheap as chips. And with a new movie coming out this year, it kind of inspired me to pick it up. A couple of PlayStation 1 games. Tutti showed this on a video a few videos back, and I didn't know it existed. So I had the first Roll Cage Stage 1, but I didn't realise there was a second, so had to get that. Fortunately, the Stage 1 first game is, you know, relatively cheap, whereas this one was a bit more pricey, so that's about a £20 mark of eBay. Also, a shooter which it's more expensive on the Saturn, but slightly cheaper on the PlayStation. So it's Tempest X3. So yeah. Again, I think that was about a £20 mark. And I think one last old game to show, then I'll see you later, Stu. I paid for this using, I think it was Klarna or whatever, so it's about 3 payments or something to make it less expensive. So it's a game, it cost me about £180, but it's not a common game to get, and it's I think it's a US edition, to be perfectly honest, because it's all in English on the back, and the manual and everything. It's not the best of games, and I had a reproduction of this, but it kind of bugged me having a reproduction, because all of my other games for this IP, they're all originals, all boxed and complete. So despite it being an expensive NES game, I thought, sod it, I'll get this one, and that way all my Robocop games are all original boxed and complete. And so on the NES, Robocop 3. Really pleased to have that. I'll also have it on the Mega Drive and wherever else it came on. And that's it, it's all modern games now. So see you, mate. I'll see you, Stu. So we got a few Switch. So we got Sonic Superstars, got that from Smiths, about 20 quid. Again, I got this cheap Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I had some vouchers from Koei, so that cost me nothing in the end. Super Mario RPG, got that cheap as well. And this was about £25. I had this on the PS5, I think, or was it PS4? I've also got this on the Xbox 360 and PS3, and also got a reproduction copy on a Dreamcast, but it's the shooter Under Defeat, so really pleased to have that. So I double dipped, even though I had got that on the PS5, I think it is. I wanted, you know, I like to have it on the handheld too. On the Xbox One, got a few games. Got the Steelbook for Resident Evil Village, or 8, and the Lenticular Sleeve one. Also Resident Evil 4, the Gold Edition. Got those what I could for a fair price. Okay, PS4. Got for 8 quid. This is the second Jumanji game, Wild Adventures. That was from CEX. Miles Morales, Spider-Man game. And then we got Final Fantasy, A Stranger of Paradise. That was really cheap, under a tenner. A Strictly Limited game. Comes with a postcard and everything. Shinobi Non Grata. A lot of people rave about that. I got the Japanese box set version of this, but this is the English language copy of Macross Shooting the Insight. Another cheap game which is based on the sort of Samurai Shogun IP of Mattel toys and sort of monster type robots from the 80s, and that's UFO Robot Grendizer or Grendizer. The Feast of the Wolves. This is a really cheap game on Amazon. I mean, it wasn't a lot. I think it was about 15 quid or something. So, if you like your Japanese style giant robots, retro, definitely pick that up. This game I got, it came from Limited One. I had pre-ordered it. It is the Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon standalone, I don't know, game of sorts. I do have that on the 360 or from the American copy, so I've got that physical on that, and as well as got it with the PAL UK copy, which was like a download code version, I think. Anyway, the Patrick Star game. I don't big fan of SpongeBob SquarePants. So, yep, there's a new movie coming out, I do believe. I got that cheap. Then this was cheap as well. Werewolf Heart of the Forest. I think that's from Amazon, under a tenner. Another US exclusive. I think it's USA. I don't think it came out in Europe, and that's Dead Rising on the PS4. I got this. I already had the Drive Club, but the special edition. I mean, the Drive Club game, but this is like a special edition that comes in the sleeve. It was next to nothing on CX, so I thought, why not? Resident Evil 3. I've been getting that on all the systems and various variations because I'm a Resident Evil nut. And then we got Blood Bowl Super Brutal Edition Deluxe. Blood Bowl 3 game. Again, that was quite cheap in Amazon. This game was dirt cheap. It's under a tenner from CEX. It's called Risk of Rain 2, which comes with the first Risk of Rain as well. So it's 2 games in one. Yeah, it's supposed to be quite a highly rated stroke RPG, stroke shooter, stroke adventure type game set in space. It's supposed to be quite witty and funny. Like, this game is obviously sort of based on the world of H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu and stuff like that. It's Team 17's Dredge, but this is a deluxe edition, which comes with, well, it comes with let's say Blackstone Key DLC, a soundtrack, mini art book, poster, and sticker set. So yeah, I managed to get that for a good price. This was under a tenner. This is from Amazon. Wrath, Eon of Ruin. It's a bit of a Doom type shooter. A Road Rage type game, Road Redemption. I got that quite cheap from CEX. Another variation, PS4 of a Resident Evil 8 Village, just that standalone copy. Got that. I had this on PlayStation 5, but it being horror based and particularly this movie, I thought I might as well get it for PS4 while it's cheap. It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Another copy of Resident Evil Village 8, but this is a steelbook copy. And then for about 8 quid from CEX, I got L'Accus's Like a Dragon Ishin. And that's all the PS4 games. The rest is just PS5. For 6 quid, got Suicide Squad with the deluxe edition, so quite cheap. That's from CEX. I got this for £22. Want to play it, so that's why I didn't wait until it was like dirt cheap. It's Star Wars Outlaws. Looking forward to that. Then I got this. I think it's about 10 or 15 quid from CX. Fort Solis. This is a limited edition. It comes with like an art card and things, and a slip case. A shooter from East Play Asia. Hyper S. I do like my bullet hell type games. There's more of a side shit one. Back to Dead Rising, but this is the deluxe remaster on the PS5. Quite really cheap at the minute. I can't remember what it was, but I think it's under 20. I think I got this for about £25 mark, which I wanted to get while it's still available. It's Suikoden collection, so it's 1 and 2 HD remaster. I do have those on the PlayStation. Final Fantasy 7 remake. Got that cheap. I had the second White Day game, which is a bit like a, I think it's like a horror straight adventure type RPG type game. Again, this came from the limited run. It's Castlevania Dominus Collection. It's produced by Limited Run, but I actually ordered it from 3GP, so they're small in stock, so I got that for retail, so that's really good to have. This was reduced to cheapest chips and CX, so it's Immortals of Avium. Looked really interesting. It's like you have it's like a fantasy adventure with sci-fi almost elements, and you've got some magic abilities and so forth. It's supposed to be highly rated. I had this on Switch, but I gave my Switch copy to my wife, who's really getting into Switch. So, so I got the PS5 version of Disney Illusion Island, Mickey and Friends. I think this is the one that has. It's a pretty complete version of the game with all the extras. Okay, I got these games, but they've been quite expensive for a long while, but they've come down to a reasonable price now. So it's a remake of The Last of Us Part 1 on PS5 and Part 2. I still not played the Part 2 yet, so that I must do that. Okay, this was hadn't been out long. We already reduced to about almost like a £20 mark from Smiths. It's I guess it's like an extension or sequel to Robocop Rogue City, and it's the unfinished business. So again, I've not played the first one yet. I do have the first one, so I'm going to play both of those after I've done that Star Wars game, I think. So, Shredder's Revenge, I already had this on the PS4, but I thought I'd get the PS5 Ultimate Edition, which has all the DLC packs and everything all thrown in, so that was quite a reasonable price. And again, reduced to quite cheap, about £20 mark, a horror game. It's kind of on the rails horror straight shooter, because you shoot a sort of horror based spidery type train of some sort. Yeah, it may be paints, I don't know, but I thought I'll get that when I see it for a fair price, and it was. And this game I got from, I pre-ordered it from Amazon. It came, and it's quite really cool on Monty, really. It comes with loads of extra bits like badges and steel book. It's got sew-on patches and ID card and all sorts of things. It's a PS5 port of the PS2 game, The Thing. So yeah, I couldn't say no to that. So pleased to have that. And that's it, guys. That's my pickups. I'm pretty up to date with all my pickups now. So there probably won't be another pickup video, I think, for probably another 4 to 6 weeks. By that point, hopefully the Analog 3D may have got delivered, touch wood, so that'd be nice. But hope we're all doing okay. Take care of yourself, guys. Until next time, bye.